In this video, I want to talk about the perversion of a victim mentality. Now, what is a victim mentality? A victim mentality is a mindset someone develops in which they are always the victim. No matter what happens, their mind is so distorted that they will perceive it as an attack on themselves. Someone can develop a victim mentality due to some intense trauma they've endured, or it can be that they develop a victim mentality by just not want to take responsibility for anything. No matter how someone developed a victim mentality is perverse. Let me tell you how perverted a victim mentality is. A victim mentality goes like this. No matter what I do, I always have my reasons for doing it. Even if what I do is completely out of line or wrong or defective, you didn't see it, and if you saw it, then you keep your mouth shut because I have my reasons. That's what the victim mentality comes down to. There's a difference between someone who needs counseling and therapy to recover and someone with a victim mentality. Too often people that need counseling and therapy are considered people with a victim mentality. That's not true. If you've been through repeated phases of victimization, then it will take a while before you are completely delivered and healed from it. That's understandable. So if you expect bad things to happen because for years bad things kept happening to you, then it's logical that you need to recover from that. I'm not talking about that. That is not the victim mentality. In some environments, you need to be extra alert or else you're victimized. That such things happen in the world. You have people that go through a lot of bad stuff and they never develop a victim mentality. A victim mentality comes down to the following. Someone does not want to self-reflect nor endure the pain to heal. Sometimes the healing is more painful than the injury. For example, if you have one of your parents that left you, that left the family when you were just a kid, it happens. If now, at an older age, you need to process what happened, you will have to face the fact that your parent just left you without any consideration, that they missed important parts of your development. And when you process all of this is quite painful, this is quite overwhelming. And it's more painful than the fact that your parent just left. But still, this overwhelming pain that you go through is part of the healing process. And once you've gone through it, it's over. And once you've gone through it, you now learn how to deal with what happened. And now you learn how to relate to others in a better way. Because everyone that has been afflicted by trauma has developed unhealthy coping mechanisms. So self-reflection is quite important. The thing with the victim mentality is that someone does not want to self-reflect. They better just hide their head in the sand or just run away. And the problem with running away is that you'll have to run away forever. Because it's something internal that needs to be dealt with. By projecting it on the outside, you will get relief when you attack the target on the outside, but attacking the target on the outside will not resolve the internal thing that needs to be addressed. People with a victim mentality, they want one thing, control. And it has nothing to do with the trauma that they've experienced. It's nothing to do with childhood neglect or anything like that. Because you have people from a relatively easy background that also develop a victim mentality. It comes down to this. The individual wants control. Also, groups can have a victim mentality. It's not just an individual. A group with a victim mentality is a group where the group members operate as a cult. They always see themselves as the ones being tortured or victimized. Now, if you have an ethnic minority in a country that's systematically victimized through policies and through racism or whatever, then it's legitimate for that group of people to feel victimized because they are being victimized. So see the difference between actual victimization and people with a victim mentality. People that are actually victimized, they'll realize, okay, something needs to be done about this. But someone with a victim mentality, it's not that they've been victimized or not, that's the case. It's that they don't want to self-reflect. They don't want to deal with reality, and they don't want to process anything. So, people with a victim mentality, they become the perpetrators in the sense that they keep a negative climate in existence. Let me give an example. Let's say you encounter a woman who has been a victim of domestic abuse. And she left the abusive boyfriend. And now she's in another relationship, and a similar thing happens. Over and over again, she's in a bad relationship with a guy that has loose ends. So one day, a psychologist decides, you know what, I'm going to examine this woman. This is her 5th boyfriend in 2 years' time, and she keeps encountering similar guys. The psychologist tried to figure out what he was missing. And then the psychologist had a 7-year-old son, and the 7-year-old son was talking to the father, and the son asked, "Dad, what are you doing?" And then the father explained to the son, "I'm trying to help a woman who's always involved with men that treat her bad." Then the son said, "Dad, she prefers to be treated badly." And then the psychologist was thinking, how could you say something like that? So the psychologist thought, okay, it's just a 7-year-old boy. He's just a child. He doesn't know any better. But when psychologists discussed this with a professor with 3 decades of experience, the professor told him, "John, listen, this client of yours doesn't want any help. She just wants to relieve her pain by coming to therapy. She does not come to therapy because she wants healing, because she wants solutions. She comes to therapy to feel relieved. That's why she prefers men that treat her badly. Because when a man treats her badly, she feels victimized, and she is familiar with the victim role. And now she can use the victim role to blackmail others in giving her sympathy. That is the power she's craving. So she doesn't care about the safety of neither herself nor her environment. Because think about it, John. If you are with a man that doesn't want to control his anger, that doesn't want solutions for his anger issues, you're dealing with a monster. No woman in her right mind would want to sleep with a monster. Why does she keep opening her legs to sleep with monsters? It is because she can exploit those monsters to get sympathy from other people. It's then that John, in this case the psychologist, realized that his 7-year-old son was telling the truth. The 7-year-old boy saw the situation for what it was, far quicker than the adult who had degrees. Sometimes children can see things far earlier and far quicker than we adults, because we as adults, we have a social conditioning that hinders us often from seeing things clearly. In this case, the client of John has a victim mentality. She's actually a perpetrator that persists in dangerous situations, so she keeps herself in danger, and by doing this, she endangers the community. So she's not really a victim, she is a victimizer, but she doesn't want to face this. That's how you have many people out there. And the ugly part of a victim mentality is that people with a victim mentality will feel entitled to your sympathy, and the moment you don't give them that sympathy, they will blackmail you as if you are a demon, as if you are a narcissist or whatever. But if one day you are having a hard time, not something extreme like you lost your child or you lost your job, but just one day you need sympathy because you're going through a rough time, they will tell you to get over it, or they will just not respond to you, or they will block you on social media. When it comes to you, there's no empathy, nor sympathy, nor consideration whatsoever. Why? Because it's not about them. Because in this case, it's about you. And because it's not about them, they don't deem it important at all. You only exist to provide them with sympathy so that they feel better. Apart from that, you have no right to exist. Apart from that, when you demand something from them or expect something from them that's reasonable, you are bothering them, you're stalking them. They will even make up lies about how you are stalking them, how you're harassing them, just to get sympathy from other people. Yes, they will endanger you with lies, so that you are in a negative daylight. You may lose your job, you may lose your family, you may even lose your health, because if they make you the target of contention by lying about you, others may take it up for them and beat you or whatever. You have narcissistic women doing this. They pretend as if a guy sexually harassed them or rapes them. They will lie about it, and now others target that man who didn't do anything. Or you may end up in jail for something you didn't do. They will do all of that just to get that high of the attention that they're craving. It's all about them. And listen carefully to what I'm saying here, believers. When you encounter someone who's always happy to see you, but apart from seeing you in real life, they never respond to your messages or to your phone calls or whatever, nor to your emails, it can have various reasons. It can be that it's the Holy Spirit that blocks them so that you're not contaminated by their negativity that you don't see. That can be the case. It can be that it's a demonic hinder, because you may be a blessing to those people and demons are hindering. That can also be the case. It can also be the case that some people are just lazy. They just don't want to make any effort, but for some reason they expect that magically things just unfold for them. They have a delusional thinking. Not that they intend to harm you, they don't, but they're just delusional, just expecting things to unfold. So that may be the case, that they have this toxic laziness with them. Or it can be the following, and if it's this reason, I'm telling you to lower contact immediately, and if possible to break all contact. When someone has a victim mentality, they want you to make all the effort so that they feel at ease. You. It all must come from you, because they matter. And the only reason you are around is to remind them that they matter. They don't consider you, nor their obligations towards you. They don't consider your needs, nor what you want, nor what you need. No. You're there for them. So yes, they are lazy. But not lazy because they are delusional, but lazy because they are toxic and they have this, how do I say, this delusional entitlement with them. Someone that has chronic laziness, once they realize that, okay, things don't just happen in life, I also need to contact other people and maintain social contacts, they will be upset, they will get up and they will take action. Someone with a victim mentality will be upset when they realize that things don't just unfold. And when they realize things don't just unfold, they will escalate. So don't be quick to label someone with a victim mentality. Because a victim mentality is something quite serious, it's something quite disturbing. Nobody, I'm talking about human beings now. Human beings are designed for safety. When you're in your car and suddenly an animal is on the road, or a child, automatically your brain gives you a shock and you put your foot on the brakes and to stop the car. Why? Because you're designed for safety. Your fight or flight response is to keep you safe physically. You also have mental mechanisms that keep you safe also. When someone says something that's painful or hurtful, you feel shocked. Why? That is for you to remain safe emotionally. So human beings are designed for safety. No human being in their right mind would want to be in a position where they are the victim, where they are the pathetic one, and where people can just, how to say, ignore them. Because that's the thing with a victim. A victim is someone who doesn't have option and who doesn't have power, who's hopeless and dependent on the goodwill of others, which they may not get. No human being in the right mind would want to be in such a position, nor associated with such a position. Nobody in the right mind wants that, except the one with a victim mentality. Why? Because they will use that danger to get supply out of other people. With supply, I mean attention, validation, and they don't care where that attention, validation costs other people. They don't care whether it's appropriate or not. They just want it. And they'll go very far to get it. Nobody in their right mind would want to be in a hopeless situation. Nobody wants that. So why does the individual with the victim mentality persist in a situation where they feel hopeless? Because he wants control. That is what it's about. So when you're dealing with someone with a victim mentality, listen, I recommend you not even be involved with them at all. If they ever decide that they want to repent, if they ever decide to take responsibility and to take steps in life for improvement, then you can have some contact with them if they are sincere. As long as they persist in that victim mentality, in that loop, please do not involve yourself with them. Because sooner or later, they will use you to get sympathy from others, and that will be at your expense. They will endanger you, and after you end up in jail for something you didn't do, or after you end up being beaten up by an angry mob, or after you end up losing your job, or you're homeless, or you end up sick, whatever happens to you, they won't even bother. They'll be going to bed, they'll be sleeping, they'll be seeking sexual attention here and there, they'll be lying, cheating, doing all of that without even considering what happened to you or how it may affect you from those around you. Someone with a victim mentality will put you in danger, and when you die, they may even come to your funeral and cry crocodile tears just to get sympathy from others that they really cared about you. Not considering your relatives, friends, or maybe children or parents who have to miss you now. Such people are cruel. So, there's a difference between someone that needs help. So someone may talk a lot about what happened to them because they need to process it. That individual needs help. There's a difference between someone that needs help and someone you need to be delivered from. There are people that need deliverance, and there are people you need to be delivered from. There are people that need to be rescued, and then there are people you need to be rescued from. Some people are endangered because they need help. They have traumas, and they really need professional help. So you have such people. But then you have people that are dangerous. Someone that's endangered is someone that needs to be rescued. Someone that is dangerous is someone that needs to be avoided because they are dangerous. Know the difference and act wisely. Be at peace.